Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Topic 11, Lesson 4 set of notes on finding the slope of a line using 2 points and not having a graph. So just a little bit of review here. An ordered pair. An ordered pair is a pair of numbers used to locate a point on a coordinate grid or a graph. You should have learned in Topic 9 that most times you see them in a parentheses separated by a comma. So they're going to look something similar to this 9 comma -3. The x coordinate is going to be the first value in an ordered pair. So if I go to my ordered pair here, the 9 would be considered the x coordinate. The y coordinate, therefore, is going to be the second value in an ordered pair. So in our example up above, the -3 would be considered the y coordinate. Review for slope. We talked about in other lessons that the slope can be thought of as the vertical change over the horizontal change. Sometimes we refer to that as rise over run. How much do we go up or down versus how much do we move left or right from point to point? And today we're actually going to use a formula to find the slope, and that formula is going to be y2 minus y1, and then we're going to put that over x2 minus x1. So in order to be successful today, you're going to need to be able to stay organized and do a little bit of subtraction. Let's go ahead and look at example problem number 1 here. So example problem number 1 says to find the slope of the line that has points located at 1, 2, and then the other point is located at 3, -4. So the original formula that we talked about was y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's talk about what y2 and x2 and all that stuff means. Y2 simply means I'm just going to take the y coordinate from the second point. So if I'm looking at y2 here in my formula, I'm going to go back to the information that was given to me and go to the second point, and I'm going to take the y coordinate for that. So y2 in this example is worth -4. y1 simply means the y coordinate from the first point. In this example, the first point was at 1, 2. The y coordinate for that ordered pair is 2. So I'm just going to substitute y1 out, and I'm going to put 2 in, -2. So we have a simple subtraction problem, -4 minus 2. x2, very similar, means I'm going to take the x coordinate from the second point. So the second point is 3, -4, and the x coordinate I'm going to put in blue to match up is going to be 3. So we have on the denominator here, we have 3. And then x1 just means that I'm going to take the x coordinate from the first point, which in this case has a value of 1. So I'm going to substitute x1 out and put in 1. So I have gone from y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to -4 minus 2 over 3 minus 1. I'll come down here to the workspace and we're going to work that out to find the slope of this line. So y2 minus y1 was -4 minus 2 over 3 minus 1. Up at the top of the numerators, I see a negative minus a positive. So I am going to do a little keep change opposite here to make it a little bit simpler for me. So I'm going to keep the -4. I'm going to change the subtraction to a plus sign, and I'm going to make the 2 the opposite of 2, which is negative 2. All those things from topic 1 coming into play. And I'll put all of that over 3 minus 1. And then I'm going to solve these two individual problems, right? 4 negatives plus 2 negatives is going to give me 6 negatives. 3 minus 1, of course, is 2. So the slope of this line is negative 6 over 2, which I can simplify to negative 3 over 1, which I can simplify to just negative 3. So the slope of this line is negative 3. From each point to the next point, I would need to go down 3 and then to the right 1, and I would land right back on that line. Let's go ahead and look at the second example problem on the back side of the notes here. Same situation, new set of points, right? The formula is not going to change, so we are still going to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, I'm going to substitute those symbols out for the numerical values and the points that were given. So y2 was in purple. So again, that is the y coordinate from the second point. And in this example, that value is going to be negative 10. y1 was in orange, and that was going to be the y coordinate from the first point. So that value is 2 in this example. So up top we have negative 10 minus 2. If we go down to the bottom, x2, we had it in blue. That is the x coordinate from the second point. And in this example, that is going to be worth 8. And then x1 was in green. And that was the x coordinate from the first point. So in this example, that is a value of 1. So on the bottom of this, we have 8 minus 1. I'll come down into our workspace and do a little math. We have negative 10 minus 2 over 8 minus 1. I see a negative minus a positive, so I am going to do some keep change opposite here. So I'm going to make this negative 10 plus negative 2. I do not need to do the keep change opposite for the bottom because I already know 8 minus 1 is pretty simple. So up top, negative 10 plus negative 2 is going to give me negative 12. And on the bottom, 8 minus 1 is going to give me 7. You cannot simplify this fraction. Some people will leave it as negative 12 over 7. That's what I would do. Some of you like to convert them back into mixed numbers. So this would be negative 1 and 5/7 if you converted it back to a mixed number. Let's try and just stick with keeping it as a fractional form and simplifying that fractional form versus trying to put it in as a mixed number. Make sure you're also staying organized here when you plug your numbers in. You got to be consistent. And I would like you to go down and try this problem on your own with the points of 5, 6, and 9, 4. And then you can check back to see the results in just a few seconds. All right, here's the breakdown of the practice problem that I wanted you to do on your own. Double check your work against mine. Please make sure you're being consistent about the placement of the numbers and make sure your math obviously is correct. If you have any questions or are confused, please do not hesitate to ask one of us, and enjoy the rest of your day.